Greetings. Just a little something that I felt like I wanted to just say and speak. Do my part, which is this. I don't speak much to politics, but it's something that must be addressed. It is an issue that exists in our modern world. Let's just be honest. There is liberal and conservative. There is Republican and Democrat, and then these people that claim to be in the middle, independents and such, etc. It's so easy to see what motivates some. One side is so religiously minded when it comes to spending and how to spend. One side is so religiously minded that it clings to traditions that sometimes are ineffective in a real world crisis. And then the other side is so religious about thinking outside of the box and being all inclusive and all these things, which at the end of the day, they're both facades anyway to protect their own interests. But the point is this: what we need is people. What we need is a person, a leader, a pillar of communities, etc., to stand up and be someone that is neither of these things, essentially. Because the truth is, if you pay close attention to you who read your Bibles, God is literally a piece of both of these things. And that's why I like to say that God is literally above and in between all of it, and therefore that's where I want to stand as well. God can be conservative and God can be liberal, but God is both male and female. God is a mixture, a duality of things, but much more than that. He's so multifaceted. His wisdom is so deep and understanding is so great that, he may not respond to a very similar situation the same ways it did the time before, because every situation is complex, every situation is different, and it varies with what it needs. And so liberal policies and conservative policies are like a trellis that things can grow upon and develop. But the truth is, we need people to realize that there is benefits to both factions, in a sense, ideologically speaking, if that's even a word. Point is, I heard an old man who is no longer with us. His name was Art Katz. And he said something that has always stuck with me, and it was the idea of God being above and in between. And it's been a revelation to me that the truth is always above and in between the two different sides of an argument. The truth is always above and in between. That which is needed is really just above and in between one side or the other always. And so we need to be this way in our lives, our daily lives, and not be too open-minded that we break God's laws and such, but don't be too conservative-minded that we miss opportunities that Christ would have jumped upon himself, etc. He broke all kinds of social norms and standards and rules to teach and to complete his tasks and his missions. And at times we'll be called upon to do the same things, at times uncomfortable, socially out of the norm, socially unacceptable, sometimes even illegal. And we can't be so conservative that we're unwilling to go that distance, and we also can't be so damn liberal that we begin to do things and partake of things that are destructive and against God's ways. And so that needs to apply in every sector of our life: giving, saving, spending, and how we deal with people. So, until an idea comes like this truly in politics, which is impossible, because this is man's kingdom, the devil's kingdom, God's kingdom is much different. And so, but we, the people who are of God and people who have a reasonable mind, have to recognize that we need to be above and in between all the crap that's going on right now. The truth is above and in between it all, whether you like it or not. That's where it is. And so yeah, take it easy.